Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for my instant match reaction of Liverpool versus Manchester City. The score did stay 0-0 for the entirety of the whole game anyway. But we got let off there anyway, really, with Riyad Mahrez. I think that ball still hasn't even landed. Obviously, the Algerian, that was a great opportunity for Manchester City to get all 3 points for the first time in a long time in the Premier League era. I'm so relieved that ball went over the crossbar anyway. But it was a weird game, wasn't it, everyone? Liverpool haven't won in 4 games. Obviously, it was a very difficult game. It was a game for both teams, for their centre-backs. Very impressed with Laporte, the French international for Manchester City. I think he marshalled Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and more in particular, Bobby Firmino. Obviously, Daniel Sturridge come on in the 70th minute. Very much didn't really create much. We kind of created slightly a bit more when Daniel Sturridge was on the pitch, but Virgil van Dijk for that penalty to give away, very sloppy. Really, it was the only thing he done bad all game, Virgil van Dijk. I've got to think about it. But everyone, make sure you do get involved in the comment section below. I want to know all your thoughts on that. But Dejan Lovren, some quality one-on-one defending, especially in that second half against Gabriel Jesus. I think it was from the left-hand side. I think it might have been Mahrez when he was one-on-one. Dejan Lovren, if he would have come back a bit more, he would have left himself with one-on-one inside the penalty area, but outside he went in straight on in the challenge anyway and got the ball. Great interception. Alisson very much didn't really have to do much, but when he was called into action today, it was a couple of times when Manchester City were getting down Joe Gomez's flank and he actually had to tip it away anyway. But I was thinking, will Alisson save this? But he wasn't needed in the penalty situation for Manchester City. Manchester, I'm not. Apologies, I wasn't looking at my notes. Penalty shout for Aguero in that first half as well. Dejan Lovren, he had a great game, but he was a slightly give the opportunity for Sergio Aguero to go down in that first half. Aguero's been long enough in the Premier League to know if you get any contact in the box, go down. Typical South American, they're going to be diving all around the place. But for me, that wasn't a penalty in that first half. Everyone let me know your thoughts on that decision. Mane's great shot, especially in the first half. He had a great opportunity. Even though he shot wide as well, he was just shooting wide for most of the game anyway, hence his penalty miss. But for me, the midfield, yet again, creativity wasn't there. I know Manchester City and Liverpool, it's 0-0. Both teams weren't really quite open as both teams would like. But I think a point for both teams would be a great result. Compared to, for all of us, for me, most importantly, when I was watching that match, I was like, oh, here we go. Just give away. We done great to really deny Sergio Aguero even a shot on target for the whole game and Gabriel Jesus. And when Sané come on, we defended very well. Absolutely fantastic. Laporte, Kyle Walker as well, and Benjamin Mendy down Manchester City's left-hand flank. He was bombing on for the entirety of the game. A couple of great crosses into the box, and especially in that first half by the French international anyway. But both teams' defences, hence why it's 0-0, they played very well. Apart from Virgil van Dijk giving away that silly penalty decision. That was the only bad thing he'd done. Andy Robinson, a couple of great opportunities in that first half when he did flick it over. Kyle Walker's there, he was like, oh, he's going to great space. And will he create from that position? But he couldn't get that ball into the box anyway. Obviously, I mentioned Daniel Sturridge come on in the 71st minute, which is great to see Jurgen Klopp making the substitutions a lot more sooner compared to what he did against Napoli, leaving it late on anyway. 85th minute, obviously, but there wasn't a lot in that game, everyone, was there? But I want to know your thoughts. The creativity wasn't there. Obviously, Milner went off injured with a hamstring injury, which was probably the worst thing to come out of this game anyway. Hopefully he's back sooner rather than later anyway. But Naby Keita, when he did come on, it was very lacklustre, didn't really create much. Very sloppy once again in possession of the ball. We all felt when Naby come on, oh, he's going to come on and create a bit more, but that wasn't the case. Gini Wijnaldum, I think, and Henderson, especially in that first half, had a great game for me personally from a defensive point of view. In terms of attacking wise, he was the only player really in that midfield that was really trying to break up play, and a couple of great interceptions in that first half. But I was very impressed by Jordan Henderson. But if I had to pick a man of the match from Liverpool, it'd very much be Jordan Henderson or Dejan Lovren really for me. Everyone, let me know your thoughts. Mohamed Salah, yet again, constantly losing possession of the ball. He was getting into positions in that first half. He wasn't really testing the Manchester City goalkeeper anyway. But for me, we go again. It's a point against Manchester City. All teams, 3 teams are at the top, joint on all points anyway. I think is it 19 points we are all on anyway. Just quickly check the table anyway, but I think it is 19 points anyway. Everyone, let's get to let's quickly update the Premier League table. No, 20 points, apologies everyone. So City top with 20 goals, 21 goals scored with 3 goals. Against Chelsea sits second with the same amount of points, and Liverpool sit third with the same amount. Obviously goal difference is key on that. Arsenal 2 points behind Liverpool based off their result today against Fulham, absolutely smashed them, and Spurs. It's very tight from 1 to 5. Manchester United 7 points behind us all. That's great to see anyway. But on today's game anyway, from a defensive point of view, Laporte, I'd give him man of the match for Manchester City, because for me, he done absolutely amazing. I want to know your thoughts, your man of the matches for Man City and for Liverpool. Your situations in the game in which you felt Liverpool should have been a lot better. Creativity wasn't there today, but the defensive display was very much there. And from the position, as we started off the show with, Mahrez absolutely getting the opportunity. He pushed away Gabriel Jesus, and you're like, right, as Gary Neville said in the commentary, you're putting yourself in a sticky situation where you've backed yourself, you've backed your ability, and that's what Mahrez did. But Mahrez, thankfully, smashed it over the crossbar in the 85th minute anyway, thank you. But it's very tight at the top, as I've just said then. And if we would have said 2 points from Manchester City and Chelsea in the league, we were still unbeaten in the Premier League, which is great anyway. But I would have liked to have got 3 points, but the form in which we've been showing, we haven't been ripping up trees, playing absolutely blinding football over the last 4 fixtures. Anyway, everyone against Napoli, but it was a lot better than Napoli, as we would have all expected. The intensity was very much there in the first half, and it had to be. But at the end of the day, 2 very great defensive displays by Liverpool and Manchester City. So all the points are shared, rightly so, because I think that was the fairest result anyway. Hopefully, the next couple of games, our forward line can click into gear. Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino and Mane didn't really do much yet again, but their chances do always come from the midfield creativity and obviously the defensive balls in out wide and all that. But Jurgen Klopp, and I think I'm happy with a point. It's madness, that could have been. We could be sat here getting beat 1-0 from a silly decision by Virgil van Dijk to dive in. But we're not. It's a point anyway. And we go again in the league. Still unbeaten. Happy days, Reds. Everyone, apologies that me live stream was lagging. I wanted to do my live stream anyway, but my internet provider is being absolutely terrible. But yeah, everyone, drop a like on the video if you are made up with a point. Anyway, let me know, get your thoughts in the comment section below as well. But everyone, thank you very much for tuning in, you absolute legends. And we go again in the Premier League, and that's against Cardiff. So I cannot wait for that. But everyone, you'll never walk alone, and I'll see you in another future episode. Cheers, everyone.